Right before Jesus ascended into heaven at the end of Matthew, he commanded us in the Great Commission to go into all the nations, preaching and baptizing in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So we actually have a divine commandment to bring the gospel to all of
This
them.
is the goal, that the Lord's name be glorified in all of creation. So I was initially made aware of the need for a group like this at Grove City back in last February. Did we decide last February, maybe
Yeah.
March? My parents actually went to a mission conference at another school, and the conference was organized by a Student Missionary Fellowship group on their campus. When they came back and were telling me stories about this group's involvement and activity on the campus, I kind of was dumbfounded, realizing we don't have a place at Grove City College where students can network and fellowship, where students can share their heart and pursue their calling. So Grove City has a lot of passionate students, but I realized in conversation with people last semester, I was talking with friends I'd known for a year or more, and I'd never known that they shared a similar passion to go overseas and be involved in international ministry. I wanted to create a space that would be encouraging for like-minded students and would be a place of prayer for the nations.
I think it was last April, Amy had like a first initial meeting of people who might be interested just to like pray and stuff. And I got there and I saw a bunch of people there that like I didn't really know were wanting to be missionaries. And I was like, well, how did I never know this? We're actually both missionary kids. So my parents were missionaries with Josiah Venture in the Czech Republic for 15 years. So I grew up in Czech.
Yeah, and I grew up in Honduras, so when I was 11, moved overseas to Central America and worked in a mission hospital there for 6 years until coming back to the States my senior year of high school.
There's huge needs around the world. Our group's theme verse is the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. So pray, therefore, that God will send out workers.
I think an attitude of this is an optional thing in the church today. It's a good idea to go and preach the gospel to all nations, but that's not the case. It is the purpose of history that the Lord's name will be glorified in all nations and all tongues across the earth. Now that we have salvation through Christ Jesus, we have this proclaimable, exportable message, the most joyful message in all of the creation. What else are we doing besides proclaiming that day to day here, Grove City College, in our hometowns, in our schools and churches, and around the world? Our vision would to be a place of prayer for like-minded students, and then also to bring in guest speakers, missionaries, missions organization representatives, to come and share with students about what the Lord is doing around the world, how students can be involved, what the opportunities are, and to teach us about missions and ministry globally. But at the core of who Student Missionary Fellowship is a place for like-minded and like-hearted students to get together and fellowship and pray together for the world. What that looks like is we spend some time corporately in prayer for some global issues, more relevant things like the Syrian refugee crisis. When the shooting in Oregon happened, we spent some time praying for that situation. Larger issues like the persecuted church around the world, Bible translation,
ISIS,
human trafficking, ISIS, Boko Haram, covering the world and a lot of global and relevant needs in prayer. After that time together, we'll break out into smaller groups and pray for individual nations.
Well, Student Missionary Fellowship seeks to encourage and inform people about global missions. And so if you talk about spiritual education was mentioned in that, that's one thing that we do a lot of is informing people about a spiritual issue and equipping people to go and encouraging people to go abroad. So we hope that through Student Missionary Fellowship we can encourage Grove City students to push the boundaries of missions.
We want to empower people to go out and change every sphere of society, and that includes every sphere of the world. And we want to empower engineers and teachers and pastors and artists and business people,
communicators,
to go and change the world for the glory of God.
We both want to be missionaries.
We want to be missionaries. We want to change the world. As a business major, I would love to start a business with particularly the goal of benefiting trafficked women, so rescued victims of human trafficking. Grove City College has given me great opportunity to hone those ideas and pursue different ideas, especially within the entrepreneurship department, of how I could best go about having the influence in that sphere of society. And I've learned a lot.
Yeah, I want to be a missionary. I'm not totally sure what the specifics of that are going to be. I'm hoping to go to seminary after I graduate, and then maybe like teach or do like a theological training abroad. How Grove City has affected that? I think it's affected me in a lot of ways I don't even realize. Definitely deepened my relationship with God. Definitely developed skills and to pursue that. Made me just a lot, more mature and wiser and more responsible than I think I would have been if I'd gone to other places. Seriously encouraged me to continue thinking of going abroad. So I'm very thankful for that.
They say that if you're a missionary kid, you come off the field with one of two responses: either I'm never doing that again, or what else is there for me to do and to serve and go back abroad, which I think is probably an exaggeration, but in my case,
In both of our cases.
in both of our cases, I think that's very accurate.
Yeah.